So our original plan for our Appalachian adventure was to park near Dragon's Tooth. Then we were going to hike up North Mountain for 9 miles and sleep somewhere along there that night. The next morning we were going to hike 3 miles down the Andy Lane Trail and visit Tinker Cliffs. Then we would hike 11 miles down the Appalachian and camp at the Campbell Shelter. The next morning we would go visit McAfee Knob, and then we would hike the last 15 miles down the Appalachian, visit Dragon's Tooth, and then back up to our car. But our adventure went a little bit differently than we planned.
So yeah, to start off, we all got here pretty late the night before and hadn't packed our bags yet. And so we were kind of just all scrambling, trying to put all of our things in our Ziploc bags and just get everything organized in your bag, which takes a lot longer than you would think. What time is it? Oh! We had a nice gourmet breakfast made by Alexa.
Bellies are full, spirits are high.
Day one, baby.
Here we go.
We took our sweet time and then got to the trail by like 12.
Parked the car, went up North Mountain. It was a tough first mile though. Yeah. So yeah, we just kept on going North Mountain until sun started setting and we camped there.
So our parents told us to put our tents on a flat surface. This is the best we could do.
Jocelyn sang us a lot of songs to keep the bears away.
The bears did stay away.
When you're ready, go to get it. Nah, 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 nah.
No come! No come! Don't listen!
So overall it was not the best night.
Good morning. I slept like a baby last night. The kind of baby that wakes up a lot and cries. How was your night?
It was good. It was stiff and it was sliding. And I'm glad it's over. Ready to hike.
Alexa's contraption stayed up.
Oh yeah.
So we're here in our granola bars. We were hoping we could have some hot food in the mornings, but our heater is kind of scaring us, so we're gonna wait until we get to a safer location where there's no rain to get our hot foods.
We start hiking, we're in like a few miles, and then we come across a sign and we're like, yep, keep going. And we're supposed to turn off at a certain point, but we hadn't seen the sign yet for that, so we kept going. And then about 2.5 miles in, we realized that we were not where we were supposed to be. We also followed up the park ranger, and they helped us out, told us that we needed to get back to where that lovely sign was 2.5 miles back, so we went back. And then we got down to the parking lot and took off our shoes and found all of our nasty blisters that we patched up, and so we ended up making a fire with a pot. We like threw some sticks in there, and then we used our pot to boil the water and finally had our first hot meal. So then we had to kind of cook up our new plan.
What's our new plan?
So, due to unforeseen circumstances, we've had to shorten our trip to a little bit less. So, we're gonna find a car that could maybe drive us to Dragon's Tooth, where our car is parked, the parking area. And we're gonna drive up to the McAfee Knob parking area, hike to John Spring Shelter, which is 1.1 miles from there.
Camp up there, tomorrow morning we're gonna go hike to McAfee's Knob and back down to the car.
And then we're gonna wake up and do Dragon's Tooth and then hike back down and go home.
Go home.
Basically the same thing except a little different. Yeah.
And Mom, I'm really sorry about what we did next.
Yeah, we had to hitchhike. And when a white van came up, we hopped right in. No questions asked. That was...
He was such a kind guy, dropped us off where we needed to be. We headed over to the McAfee Knob parking lot, hiked up and set up our camp for our second night back to the campsite.
And that's actually where we ran into our first people along the trail. A guy, Nick, and his dog, Sadie. And then there's also another man named Piccolo. Piccolo. We all loved Piccolo. And then there was 2 other campers who came. And their names were Evan and Steven. And they were really nice too. We all ended up sitting around the campfire and kind of just chatting for a while. It was really nice.
All of it is like super
wolves?
unlikely.
They're just coyotes.
Coyote. I feel like you call them coyotes that we're friends. Coyotes. We're like on first name basis.
The coyotes are skittish too. There's really, on the Appalachian Trail, I can't really think of any animal you have to worry about, honestly.
We all kind of helped each other out. Jocelyn used some duct tape that we had and helped Nick fix his shoe because the sole was like totally coming off. And Steven and Evan taught us how to use our gas stove finally so we could eat hot food all of a sudden. Yeah, and we were just sharing snacks and it was just a really fun night.
So the next morning we finally had an early start as planned. We got up and going, started hiking up towards McAfee Knob. We saw some deer on the way. We pulled over for our first hot breakfast at a peak. It was freezing cold and so windy, so I guess you could say McAfee's Knob literally blew us away.
After that, we hiked back down, drove to Dragon's Tooth parking area where we started before, hiked up and saw the views. It's very windy again, and Brittany, the adventurous, and got near the edge.
It was totally safe.
Okay, wait, that's
Yeah, after a while we saw that it was safe, so we all went up there. But yeah, that was the end of our trip. We back down our car.
So our adventure was a little different than we planned, but it was our adventure.
I just asked Brittany what she was doing for spring break and she invited me to join these wonderful people out in the woods.
Yeah, take anyone to the woods and their family.